Hey everybody, how's it going? Cornerman here, Ryan the Mighty Quinn with Grant Dawson. How you doing, buddy?
Doing great, man. Thanks for having me on the show.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm so happy. Yeah, right after that win, I'm like, dude, I got to talk to this guy. That was awesome. When you beat Jared Gordon a couple weeks ago, um, your, I mean, I'm probably rushing into it, but your back take is so damn smooth. Like I was just like, wow, like I never had that. I never had. I mean, I'm short and dumpy, but like I never had that. Like that was really slick, and he was no stranger to the ground. He's a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, so. Tell us a little bit about that. Maybe training up to the fight and stuff. Is the back take that something you do naturally, or is that was something you were training for the fight specifically?
Yeah, I think the back is my best spot. Most of my wins are by rear naked choke. Uh, I think it's come from back early in my career. I was afraid to strike. I didn't want to strike with guys. So when I would get the takedown, I would just do everything in my power to keep them on the ground, to keep me from having to strike with them. So naturally, I got really good at control. And one of the best positions you can be in is on the back because they have next to zero offense. You have all of the offense, whether it's striking, submissions, all of that, and it's so easy to control them with your legs. I've got really long, skinny legs that wrap around people, and I can keep them. So the back has always been very natural to me. Even though I'm comfortable with my striking now, even though my striking is getting better every single day, I never forget my roots. Everything in my game is to get you to the ground, take your back, and either punch you out for 15 minutes or submit you.
Oh yeah, no, I could identify with that, man. Like I was wrestling Division One. I wrestled in high school. I was by the time I turned professional, I was a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. But who doesn't have a belt in jiu-jitsu and professional MMA these days? But
Right.
and I know exactly what you mean. I used to joke. I was a wrestler doing MMA, and then I turned into an MMA fighter that used my wrestling. And I think that's what we're starting to see with you now because your stance is great. You could tell you're not stiff in there like most wrestlers are. Like I was guilty of being. You move your head. You create distance. You're not trying to square up, take them down, and get the back. You understand that there's levels to this where you got to jab and punch your way in, or out for that matter. No, your fight showed so much evolution, and that has to do with training. I know that you and Elle just moved to South Florida. Well, not just moved, but fairly recently, um, from Kansas City. Correctly? Am
Yep.
I correct?
Yep.
Yeah. Tell me how that's going.
Man, it's great.
Hmm.
I'm out here in the sun enjoying this beautiful Florida weather. I get to go to the biggest gym with the most champions out there. Everything's great. My coach Mike Brown, he's making sure that I'm moving my feet a lot more. My other coach Tiago Alves, he's making sure that I'm mixing my strikes with my takedowns, my kicks, everything. We're doing mixed martial arts. I feel like I'm getting better every single day, and I'm very very happy with my move, and I'm very happy with everything going on in my life right now.
Fantastic. I love to hear it. The two names you just brought up, it's like they just complement each other so great. It's like um, the the MMA, the best striking for MMA, the best ground and wrestling for MMA, or best striking and wrestling defense for MMA, like combined, you can't beat that combination. Like just from being a training partner of theirs and being coached by them as well, you're really in good hands with those two. And I also saw you training with Tiago Moises a lot. You can't another one you can't beat, but there's no better training partner than him.
Yeah, man, Tiago Moises is my guy. He's a very good friend of mine. We've been training together pretty much every single day for the past 3 months. I kind of just showed up here and kind of forced him to be my friend. I said, "Hey, you got a partner tomorrow? You got a partner tomorrow? I got you," and that's kind of bloomed in, and now we just go together all the time. It's actually kind of funny because at the gym they call us. He's my Brazilian twin. So we're always going together. We're always trying to do the same stuff to each other. So it's really great. He's been really great. He's got a fight coming up, which I think he's going to absolutely dominate in, and I can't wait to see him get his win.
Who's he fighting?
I can't pronounce his name. He's from Sanford. Giagos, and he's the
Another
dude that.
Sanford guy.
Yeah, he's the dude that just fought Armin Tashajian, or however you say his name.
you know,
Tarukian.
I'm glad that you brought up that you said the way you did because in a gym like that, that's what you got to do. Like like I call it like I was a walk on there as well. Like like you could very easily get phased out over there if you don't do stuff like that. If you don't make yourself available for guys. And like I used to see like We used to get these kids that thought they were like when I was running the amateur program. They used to come in off the ground, like out the street, like there were these high school wrestlers. They thought they had it, they were talented, but like they just expected. It's like no, you gotta put your time in here, and you got to show that you want to be here extracurricularly, not just let me just show up and make sure I get coached. So I think that you had the right idea on not just the relocation, but the move. Um, Now, you also said at the end of your last fight you want a top 15 opponent. I think that is definitely the right move. Is there any names you have in mind or any that have been floated your way? Because I have someone that I have in mind I think would be a great fight, but I want to hear what you have to say first.
I want to hear who you think.
All right. Okay. All right. So after that, I went on my computer. I'm the couch guy now. I'm the couch coach. So I went on my computer, and I was thinking, I think that Daniel Hooker and you would be a great fight. I think that that's a fight. Like I think he was 12 at the time. It might have changed. It was a few weeks ago. Um, and quite honestly, he needs to keep people like you off his tail. You know what I'm saying? Like he needs to show that I could still remain in the top 15. And I think that that's a fight that's going to propel you in the top 15. What do you think about that?
Uh, I had a name offered. We said yes, and we're just
Okay.
waiting on him to reply. I don't know if I can say who it is yet,
You
but
don't got to. You don't got to. As long as after you come back on the corner man and talk about it.
let me just say you had a very, very, very good guess.
All right, all right. I can run with that. I could run with that. So you might be fighting his cousin. No, I'm kidding.
Right? Yeah.
No, but that's awesome, man. I won't grill you too much on that. I think that I could just tell. I follow you and Elle on Facebook. Actually, I'm going to be speaking with Elle. Tell us a little about Elle Wagman. Tell us a little about. Is she your girlfriend? Is she your girlfriend,
Fiance.
right? Fiance, yes. Okay, you
Yeah.
see, it's easy to say fiance and make the mistake. I mean, it's easy to say girlfriend and make the mistake that she's the fiance instead of saying fiance. Oh no, she's only my girlfriend. So that's why I took
I
that
mean,
chance there.
we've been together for almost 5 years. What's the difference, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I don't get it. I don't get these guys that are with the same girl for 15 plus years and they're like, oh,
Mhm.
I'll never get married and I'll never settle down. Is what's the difference? You're with the same girl. Like, how? What do you? Whatever, man. To each their own. She's my
Yeah.
fiance. We're getting married in November. It's funny. When we lived in Missouri, we were working really hard to buy our very first house together,
Hmm.
and we wanted it to be our dream home, just the two of us. Um, and we were planning on living in it for 5 or 6 years. We finally found the house that we wanted. It was gorgeous. We went through a bunch of houses. Um, we were about to remodel the deck, remodel the basement. We put up a beautiful fence in the back for our dogs. It was just the two of us. We were living the dream. And then 6 months into living there, I came to her and I said, we need to make a move. And she said, okay. No questions asked, just okay. We packed up. We got everything in the car. We came up here, tried it for a week, and then we moved down here. So it's so amazing to have such a support. And the thing that I think people overlook, having a girlfriend, a wife, a fiance, whatever you want to call it, that also does the sport, understands what we have to do. It's not like it's just, okay, he says we need to move, let's move. She gets it because she trains at the gym. She's making friends at the gym. She's getting better at the gym. So it was really perfect for both of us. And it's been such an easy transition. It's such an easy transition with her. So I'm very thankful to have a life partner like her.
Yeah. No, nothing beats that. It really is true what they say. Like behind every great man is a great woman. I wouldn't have been able to do a lot of things without my wife. Even when she was my girlfriend, I was training like that, and I totally get what you mean, man. It really helps a lot. Like I mean, unfortunately, there is people with significant others that they don't support in that aspect, and we're lucky.
I
um,
don't get that. I don't get that, man. Like, if the person that's supposed to understand you the most doesn't support with what you want to do, you know, I, I don't get that, man. And I'm super thankful that I don't have to deal with that. And I've had girlfriends in the past that said they were about this life with their words, but not with their actions. And it just makes it so much easier when, their actions match their words.
Yeah, until it came down to it. Yep, that's totally true. And I can attest. I know, like just as I told you, I've been working with Elle on the podcast, and one time I was having a real issue, and it was in the morning too. And I meant to text Dave, but I texted the both of them on accident. I was having an issue with my microphone, and I said, "Hey, can I send you a StreamYard link real quick, just to see if you can hear me?" And I figured it was like 9:30 in the morning, and I get it. Like when I was training, like I wasn't really getting out of bed that early if I didn't have to. So and then like within 5 minutes, she just logged on and went, "Hi." I was like, "Oh, I really appreciate it." And anyway, the microphone was working, so I could tell like she's just really cool and she's there for
Yeah,
people. That's awesome.
yeah.
And
6 a.m. every day. She's a psycho.
yeah,
She's a psycho.
I'm an early riser now. I didn't rush out of bed. I had a very when I was training, I'd wake up, have coffee, watch First Take probably twice, and then hit the training room. Now it's a little different. But no, Grant, that's awesome, man. I'm really happy you were able to come on here and talk. I'm glad training is going well for the both of you. Elle just won last weekend. Congratulations. We're going to get her on here, talk about her next moves. And yeah, I'm closer to the fight when it gets announced. Definitely want to have you back on and talk about that. So best of luck. I really look forward to meeting you in person. And thanks again for coming on.
Absolutely, man. Thank you so much for having me on. This has been great.
Awesome, brother. Have a great day.
You too, buddy.